Hello everyone. My name is Twyla Abrahamson and I'm with the Placer County Children's System of Care. Today is National Adoption Day, and we are here to celebrate with families as they are finalizing their adoptions and expanding their homes. We also want to remind folks, however, that there are many children still in foster care who are looking for loving families to adopt them as well. And we will be joining a few people to talk about their experience today. Supervisor Shanti Landon, so excited to have you here, and we know that you're an adoptive parent yourself, so can you tell us a little bit about that and a little bit about your journey?
Yeah, so I decided at a really young age that I wanted to adopt, and so when I met my husband, that was one of the first conversations we had, and thankfully he was on the same page as me. And so in 2002, we started the adoption process through foster care and got certified, got matched with a 6-month-old, and he came home to live with us, and there was just 6 months between him and our older son. And then a couple years later decided we wanted to expand our family, and so we got matched with Michael and Naomi. They were 3 and 1 at the time, and thought we were done. We had 4 kids under 4, and we're like, we're maxed out, and then got a call that birth mom was pregnant. And so we got their sister Grace when she was 6 weeks old. So that's the quick version of our story.
And Bill, thank you so much for joining us here today as well. And you're from Koinonia, one of our premier foster family agencies, and you do so much more there as well. But can you tell us a little bit about what you see as some of the biggest needs that we have in the county, and how many kids do we actually have in foster care here in Placer County?
Well, my understanding is we have over 200 foster kids locally here in Placer County. I know with Koinonia we have about 37 placement, or between 25 to 35 kids on average. And we get about up to 100 placements, new placements a year. But I would say our average length of stay is like 30 days. And so adoption is still something that happens, but I would say most kids are reunified with their family. And so the biggest need we have are families that are what we call concurrent, which are families that are open to adoption, but also open to supporting the reunification of children going back to their families.
What does your agency offer to folks going through that process and helping them, and other supports that you have in your agency?
Well, we start off with really good training around foster care and adoption, and we try to walk with them through the journey to make sure they understand the regulations, to understand what's available. It's really important for us that they have appropriate expectations. Do they know what they're getting into? Do they know the likelihood of adoption and what's going to happen when they get a child? And then we walk with them through that journey from the time they get a placement all the way through reunification or adoption.
And Shanti, for you, what considerations are there for other families considering to expand their family in this manner and considering fostering or adoption?
I would say, I think one of the most important things is to talk to families and talk to people who have been through the process, who have already kind of walked ahead of you, because they really have some wisdom and insight to provide, and also support and encouragement. But most importantly, I think looking back, now that our kids are almost grown, I think I would say educate yourself ahead of time on what support and resources are available to you, and talk to someone like Bill at Koinonia or anyone at Koinonia, because I think that was one of the most challenging things for my husband and I, is even though we had grandparents right next door, which was awesome and they were super supportive, we really didn't know what support and resources we had available to us, and it was very lonely and challenging. And so I always try and be real and honest with people about how this is a really hard road to walk. And so knowing going into it that there are some great rewards and blessings to being a foster parent or being an adoptive parent, it's also really hard and messy, you know? And so knowing that, and knowing ahead of time what resources are available for you, I think that would kind of be my tidbit for the day.
And Bill, you spoke about some of those supports your agency offers as well. But when it looks like, you mentioned those concurrent homes, when it looks like a family or a child is likely to become adopted and they're probably not going to be able to be reunified, what does that process look like? How long does it take? How does that work?
Well, the length of time can be different for each client. I've seen it as fast as 6 to 9 months. Sometimes it takes, a year or two, depending on appeals. And so foster to adopt it's high risk, but the longer the child is with you, the lower the risk of a child, so to speak, leaving your house. That risk goes down and adoption becomes more likely. In Koinonia, we start to offer more trainings at that time, more support, and if mental health services are necessary to help the family make that adjustment, and just really trying to connect them with other parents as well. And we're trying to create really just a continuum where once you're a Koinonia family, you're always a Koinonia family. So we tell our families, you can always come back, you can always visit, you're part of the family. And even if they stop their approval process, there's post-adopt process support systems that we can jump into, because I want to be there. Koinonia started here actually in Placer County in 1982. And we still have families from all the way back then that still call and check in and say hi.
Bill and Shanti, thank you so much for being here today. We really appreciate your time and certainly all of your service to our adoptive kids here in Placer County. And for those of you that are interested in adoption or fostering, please visit the Placer County Children's System of Care website for more information and contacts. Thank you.